How do you say it? No, it is not bagel, but rather bagel. Pretty straightforward once you know the delicious bagel. Bagel. Once you know.
Hey, welcome back, everybody, to the Everything Bengal podcast. Did you know that approximately 4 inches long, the Bengal tiger has the longest teeth of any living cat?
That's right. This is your one and only source for all Bengal topics, specifically the actual animal, but also on occasion, especially as the NFL starts back up, your Cincinnati Bengals as well.
You know, Joe Burrow actually has retractable claws as well. They're perfect for climbing trees.
That's true. He also has striped fur.
That is kind of true. That's weird that he doesn't even have to buy a jersey. He just has to wear his fur.
A lot of people believe the helmets they wear with the stripes on it are painted. That's actually not the case for at least Joe. Joe has a clear helmet that just shows what's underneath it, which are his stripes.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So,
anyways, thank you all for tuning into this episode of Bengals, Everything Bengal podcast. Make sure to follow us, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, see you later.
That would be what would happen if our show was only 30 seconds long and only about Bengal tigers.
And scene. All right, guys, welcome back to the Everything Bagel podcast. I'm your host, Mitchell. I got a banana
and pulled
today.
Out a banana like you were starting out a bit.
Wait, I can't. You ever just not be able to? Oh, Frank! I just ripped off the head of the banana.
This is why we need a video pod. You just ripped it in half.
Dang, I forgot to. I found out. I was looking on my computer, and a few episodes ago, 32, I accidentally screen recorded the entire thing.
Oh.
And so I was actually going to put it on YouTube, but I forgot to screen record this one.
Like your screen recorded the FaceTime?
Yeah, like the whole thing.
Oh.
On accident.
Worked?
Yeah.
Hey. All right, we're good.
So I guess I could do this one.
Charging. I don't want it to die. Yeah, we could do that, just portrait mode, and then we can cut it up into like, I don't know, 30 seconds divided by 0.3 divided by 60.
Well, I'm recording, so we're going now. You can see my banana.
There we go. We could put out like 200 shorts, cut the whole episode up into 30-second clips.
True. So,
great
anyway, that's kind of fun. True, dude. This is like the idea we had the other week where we just put out like 200 mini episodes.
We're really obsessed with the concept of doing 1 hour recording to get like thousands of different pieces of content, if you haven't told.
Yeah, we don't like working hard. We like really quick money.
I like benefiting from success, but not working to get that success.
Yeah. Actually, can I talk a little bit about that?
Yeah.
This is a good segue, actually. I texted you about this.
Yeah.
And
I didn't even mean to set you up like that either.
I know, that's perfect.
That's just my honest belief. I think I should have everything and not have to work for any of it.
I agree. And that's why I want to share some entrepreneur ideas from Facebook. Good. So back in the day, in high school, I was really into photography and really wanted to like create a business out of it. So I never really did it. I wasn't really a go-getter in high school, so I didn't never actually do it. But I was like, man, I really want to like do wedding photography, portrait photography, make it like a whole thing. So like I said, unfortunately it didn't really happen, but I got into like a lot of photography YouTubers, and there was this dude whose name still is Trey Cockrum.
Changed his name in the meantime.
And yeah, so he changed it now, but he created a Facebook page called Seek the Light, kind of a nice photography Facebook page. And his first couple years of videos, he just made really nice photography content. You know, here's how you edit a photo in Lightroom and make it look nice and moody. Here's how to shoot during golden hour for a wedding. I don't know, just like nice, like, yeah, I like these. And created the Facebook page, would sell Lightroom presets, so had a whole thing going on. And then like one day he like snapped and he grew out his hair really long, and then he started making. Yeah, it was really. He like
day he was like,
and then it just
it out.
It's like a chia pet but on steroids.
I like to think it's like he was like just pushing really hard and then just like slowly just started.
Yeah, it's like you ever play the Play-Doh with like the little thing with holes in it. You push the Play-Doh in there and it just.
Believe it or not, that's your hair between like your skull and like the skin. There's just a layer of hair liquid that if you push it out, it solidifies and becomes hair. So if you really focus, you can grow your hair out.
That's crazy, dude. Also, last episode I kept saying that's crazy. I just said it again, so sorry. But dude,
I was kind of pissed. I was like, cut that out, man. That's not crazy.
Yeah. It was Ethan after the podcast was like, dude, you gotta stop doing that. He like threatened to stop the podcast and took me out of his wedding party.
There's a quick little sidebar real quick. I think we both tried to do that solo episode a minute ago. Yeah. I think that's like, if anything, made it so that neither of us could ever quit the podcast because we both had such a terrible time doing it.
We couldn't do it
bad for both of us. We were like, yeah, man, we're never going to do a solo pod. So if any of us leaves, that's game for the show for sure.
Facts. Unless I could get Trey Cockrum to come on the pod with me.
Well, Trey sounds like he's about to go super, I don't know. This is exciting. You've set up a good story. He would snapped and grew his hair out. What's happening? He snapped, grew his hair out, stopped doing photography, and started doing, let me just read it from himself.
Okay. Because I don't get it at all. And you are a business major, and I'm curious if you understand what he's talking about. This is his Facebook page, and his bio is 15 $1 million per year or more students, 100 plus 100,000 per year students, helping them start coaching businesses.
I'm going to assume he's talking about like the revenue of the students.
Yeah, I guess he like coaches students, but he's gotten really, really weird. Like he's super weird, like entrepreneur, business, everything. And he writes these weird posts. And I'm going to read this one for you. So I'm going to show you the photo. It's him with his shirt off.
He's not even built. Dude's not even built.
But that's kind of what the post is about. And then, okay, look. I'm going to zoom in.
He looks like a Play-Doh figure.
Look, I'm going to zoom in. Look at this dude who just got in the back. He's like, it's like a felony. He's taking a mirror selfie in a locker room. There's a guy in a towel walking behind him that's like halfway in the frame. He didn't even bother to like take another photo.
Okay, I'm going to be honest.
He just took a photo of another man.
When you told me there's a picture of him with his shirt off, I thought he was like, as part of his decision to grow his hair out, he also like became shredded or something, or like ripped. That is like just NPC default settings man right there. Like that is 90% of the men in America is what we just saw.
Yeah. So, but here's the post. Here's what he says. And it's one of those where like every single sentence is a new paragraph, so it's like super dramatic.
Oh, jeez.
All right, ready?
It should have like those like the music, where it's like a man who thinks all the time has nothing to think about except thoughts. Like the music in the background of that, like you know what I mean? That just sounded like a gunshot.
I fell off there for a minute. I'm not gonna lie. Some saw it. Some wondered if I'll get back on it. Others took advantage of my weakness and competed with me. People I trusted. Fair enough. Psh, I probably would do the same. I don't judge them. Others wrote me off. Said I was a dead trend. I fell off because I got distracted. I got comfortable and I got cozy. Started to feel burnt out and tired. My little boy voice started saying things like, why do you need this anyway? Or you can prove. Wait, you proved you can do it. That's all you really wanted, right? By the way, at this point, I have no idea what he's talking about.
Okay, can I jump into what do you mean little boy voice? What is the little boy voice?
I don't know.
Is it his little boy voice or just a little boy that's in his head?
I think he stole a little boy from a mom.
And the little boy is telling him, you'll never be anything.
You'll never do it.
He's like, stop it.
I started to think I've been doing this for X amount of years, and this is all I have to show for it?
He said
Victim
X?
entitlement mentality. Yeah.
But like, it's his
He doesn't
life.
remember how many years he's been doing it.
He's been doing. You can look probably on your. Just scroll all the way back and go, "When was my first post?"
Or you can just think, "Oh, when did I start doing this? Probably like 5 years ago." It's like we have a pretty good like internal calendar in our brains as humans.
Yeah, I would
Like,
say
ask me
so
when
as
a big
well.
life event happened.
Hey, when did you graduate high school?
2018.
Ask me.
20X.
Yeah, ask me what life event.
When did you realize that your hair could just pop out like a Play-Doh doll?
X amount of years ago, but that little boy inside of me, the little boy voice, yeah, it was telling me that I couldn't do that. So,
yeah,
what now?
He said you fell off. Ew, what the frick?
I just grew an inch of hair. What of it?
That's crazy. Under your hat.
Yeah, you can't tell.
Anyway, I started to think I was entitled to my success. I thought I had done the work, and now the rewards were mine. Isn't this how success works? I realize that now. And ouch, what a painful lesson that was. I'm starting to get my mental system back on. What?
Imagine if he used yowch, like yowch.
Yowch!
Instead of ouch.
Dude, we need to get my friend Lincoln on the pod. Lincoln Strong, because he says yowch, and it's the best thing ever. Anyway.
Oh, man. Anyways, continue. Sorry. I keep interrupting.
That's okay. Public accountability post is the same post. I've been a nappy, video game playing, chilled out kid. I've been using my wife as an excuse. Sounds low, because it is.
As an excuse
Focusing
for what?
on my marriage, as if being a leader in my work doesn't benefit my marriage massively. Screw it. Done with that. To gain success is easy. Keeping it? That's where the true legends are made. I'm not one yet. I am barely getting started, baby.
Wait.
I added the baby.
Oh, you just added the baby?
I gotta finish it. I gotta finish.
You finish it.
But I've got big plans for the next 3 years or so. He says or so. He's like, I got big plans for the next X amount of years-ish.
Like 3 years or so. After 3 years, it's
This
like,
guy has a
I might
really
keep
bad
going,
sense
otherwise
of-
I might just go back to it. I don't know. We'll see. I might go back to video game nap life. Who knows?
This guy doesn't know how long a year is. He's like, how long is a year? Like 35 weeks, maybe?
Man does not comprehend the passage of time. He's like, X
like
amount of years ago. I don't know what a year is. Is it month?
This dude,
I don't know.
he's not just using his little boy voice. He is a little boy who's like, who doesn't know when his birthday is. You can convince him it's like his birthday is like January 4th, but we're just going to celebrate it like 2 weekends from then. He doesn't know. We'll just tell him it's then.
His little boy voice is actually, he's just like a 3-year-old inside his brain where he's like, some amount of weeks ago, I went and saw at the Dwagons, and then it was a couple of weeks ago also, I had my birthday, and next week's my birthday too. And you're like, all right, sweet dude.
And then I went in and I coached 100K students to get $1 million plus per year.
Pull you.
Entrepreneur.
He doesn't understand how a year works, and so it's like $100 million plus over in like a year.
Yeah.
And it's actually been like 12 years.
Yeah,
He's like, that's a year, right?
He doesn't know what $100 million is either. He's like, he thinks that's like 5 fake dollars from his fake little
Bro counts
cash
the
register
cents,
toy.
like the 2 zeros in cents. He counts those as also dollars. So he's like $1,000. He's like, that's 100,000 right there.
It's like when Holly is trying to help Kevin in the office buy something from the vending machine. He's like, 1, 2. That's a button.
Yeah.
He like pulls all of his coins out of his pocket.
Yep. That's this man.
I gotta finish this. I've got big plans for the next 3 years or so. I'm not saying I'll reach them. Actually, odds are I don't reach them. But you won't see me not try. I'll end with this, though. I have laid the foundation in my company for $5 to $10 million per year scale and an amazing student and client experience. I saw a Patrick Bet David video talking about scaling your business, and he said, systems don't scale without a driver. Just because it can get there doesn't mean it will. It needs driven. And that hit me like a freight train. I've been waiting for my team, my systems, my operations to step in for me because I got entitled. My team is amazing. Does not equal I can just chill. Nope. I must and I will drive it. Anyway.
See, I like the idea of him like laying in bed one night. It's like midnight. He's like scrolling Reels or TikTok or something. And that Patrick, whoever
he doesn't do that.
Well, no, this is when he was.
Oh, true. This is when
Patrick,
he fell off.
what was the video? The Patrick so-and-so that hit him like a freight train or whatever?
Patrick Bet David video talking about scaling your business.
Yeah, and so he's sitting there just like laying in bed watching that like TikToks, and like one comes up with like the song I'm trying to think of. Spotify's not working. Anyways, it's playing like this inspirational song in the background, and then like he's married, right? He said he was married.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so he's like laying there, and then like After Dark by Mr. Kitty is playing.
You got it?
Actually, I'm playing in your earbuds. Anyways, so like that's playing in the background, and dude is just like, yeah. And it's like, if you don't drive your business, no one will. Business doesn't just grow. And then he just gets like super pissed, and then just like grows his hair out, and then makes that post. And like the next morning, his wife is like, I like also the idea of like his wife marrying him for being like a, yeah.
Yeah, I can hear it. This is what he's listening to while he's squeezing his hair out of his scalp. I fell off.
I need to stop napping. Shut up, little boy voice. I'm bigger than you. You're a little boy.
Oh, gosh.
And he's just like laying there, and then like, I also like the idea of his wife being like, I married you because you're super chill. Like, you understand the work-life balance very well. And I think you really value the, life side of the work-life balance. And then just like all of a sudden he just makes this sudden switch where he's like, actually, no, it's life. It's like work first. Life is going to be better if my work is better. That was also an insane thing to say where it's like, if I do better at work, it'll help my marriage. What?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. He has a whole post here about work-life balance. I'm not going to read it because it's really long, but if you want to look him up, you can read it.
Is it backwards?
Well, his opening sentence is, work-life balance is a dark and devious lie from the industrial age, where we convinced men and women that they should have two lives, their work life and their personal life. Intriguing.
Yeah, so it's wrong. It's incorrect. That is crazy, dude. Anyway, and so I'm assuming you're like, signing up for his classes, commenting, following, sharing.
Oh yeah, dude.
You gotta.
I'm going Cockrum University.
What
full
is it,
ride, baby.
Cochran or Cockrum?
Cockrum.
How do you spell that?
C-O-C-K rum. That's his name. Don't make fun of him, dude. He fell off.
I'm not gonna make fun of him.
He literally fell off. I bet his little boy voice makes
the little
fun
boy
of him.
voice should be making fun of his last name, not the fact that he's not going to make it or anything.
Yeah.
If it's truly a little boy voice, dude.
Here's my biggest thing with Trey, where I just can't. I don't know. I don't want to make fun of people, but I just can't get over what this dude is talking about. Because first of all, his whole thing is like he has a successful business. You could give me 5 hours to read everything he's ever written on Facebook about his business, and I don't think I could tell you what it is. I don't understand what he does.
Yeah. I feel like a large
Take me back
of the influencer.
Take me back to the good old days. No, go for it.
No, I feel like a large part of like the entrepreneur, grind set, Sigma male, like online personality, all that stuff.
He's a Sigma.
Is literally just like do better, be better. And like they don't really specify what at. Like they don't give
it's
attainable
like, what do you do?
goals. It's just like I'm more focused
businesses.
on my life. I'm gonna sell a business course that makes people money to do better at their work. And I kind of do want to just sign up for one, just to be like, what are you advising? What do you have to offer?
Yeah, and I think that's how they get people.
Well, it's not, but I mean, I'm not actually interested.
Everybody starts like you.
I know, right? Next week I come in, I'm like, Mitchell, I can't do this podcast. I've just been napping, man. I need to like, Actually, yeah. How would we make if we were to take some of his advice? If we've been napping on the podcast, how can we improve it?
I think we make $100 million a year business by coaching people on starting a podcast.
That sounds about right. Yeah, that's like 90% of them. They make it successful making their own business, and then all of a sudden they're like, "I'm going to tell other people how to do this and charge them for that."
Yeah, I guess that's what he does. I'm assuming like you DM him and it's like $20 a DM. He's like, yeah, say that again. You like make a typo. You have to say like is instead of us. And it's like, that's another $30.
I also like the idea. It's like, yeah, I'm having, Grace and I are getting married soon. So if I want to have a successful marriage, I got to really step it up at work. Mm-hmm. It's such a crazy
You really
combo. Do. It's like, how did he draw that connection?
This is kind of what I was trying to say. Don't be like him, because here's what he does. He takes a normal post that a normal person would make. Like this one is about his wife. He says, and this is the photo, it's him and his wife. He says, nothing motivates a man quite like the right woman. So already that's kind of entrepreneur-y and Sigma-y. And it's like, okay, I don't really. But he does this whole thing where he's talking about how he met her at a Bible study. And from the first moment I saw her at Bible study group, I knew I was going to marry her. Okay. So then he's talking about, which one was I reading? There was one that I was reading where he's talking about Moses. Oh, this one's a little different. This one's like a faith post. I guess he's a Christian. He's like, embrace your calling, have faith, stay humble. Let's trust in God's plan and serve others with compassion, just like Moses did. So he's like talking about kindness, compassion, love, serving the Lord. Yeah. And he says, best life advice from the world's greatest leader. His name is Moses. Blah, 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 blah. What's the life advice? Embrace your calling. Exodus 3, 4 through 10. 2, have faith and stay humble. 3, don't try to do it all on your own. So then, after that, he gives a Bible study. Then he says this. He says, all that advice is great, but let's not forget, a ton of my success happened because I chose the right industry. People simply don't know the opportunity of online consulting. You can easily make $5K to $20K per month from working home alone. And then he says this, even if you don't know what you're selling yet. What?
Is this on his wife, like his wife post?
This is actually different, but his wife post does devolve.
Well, no, but I'm just like, that's such a weird, how many people do you think that were like not super well off and we're just like, well, it's worth a shot? Like, I just feel so bad for that kind of like.
I know.
That's got to be a pretty common demographic where it's like, oh, yeah, I can stay home and make this kind of money. I hope a lot of it's like, hype beast kids living in their parents' basements type of deal where it's like, it doesn't really affect you anyways, but.
Yeah. To be fair, his wife post does devolve into the same thing. I'm looking for 5 action takers who want to start and grow their online.
This is on his wife's post?
Gosh, it's on his wife post, dude. We don't have to talk about this forever. I just don't understand what his business is. And I feel like it's taking over his life. And I don't know if he has, like, does he have friends? Does he act like this in real life? That's my question.
You do wonder, what's it like getting dinner with him?
Yeah. You ask him, like, hey, dude, how's your marriage going? Like, you guys going on date nights? Like, thinking of, I don't know.
You still dating your wife? Questions like that? Yeah,
like, how are you guys doing? And he's like, dude, we're good, man. We're doing well. I've been really enjoying like serving her recently. Been reading a lot of Song of Solomon, just trying to like love her better. And that's a weird comparison. Been reading a lot of like Psalms and trying to serve the Lord better. And it's crazy. Like, I'm also looking for 5 people to join my online consulting business. So are you going to join? You can make $20,000 a month. You don't have to do anything.
I like the idea of him recruiting his friends.
Yeah, I do, but it also makes me sick. So.
Yeah, that's true. On the same kind of this, I gotta just on the social media side of things.
Go for it. Please change the subject.
Well, I got a DM from. I should have screenshotted the name of the account too. No, it's like, I don't know if you're on Twitter too much.
Never.
Twitter has a lot of like crypto scam type stuff going on. Just because that's what a majority of the people on Twitter are doing anyways, just like crypto.
Nice.
And so this is a DM I got. I read it today. It says, "Hey you, Ethan M. Flint," because that's my Twitter
Very
handle.
personal.
Yeah, you should check this out. And then some sort of switch happens where the person sending this message now believes me to be an employee or a coworker of whatever company this is. And he goes, "Can you help him withdraw money? Username Rodney, password RODN0936, balance 1455171, URL B." I'm not going to say that. "Hope you have a good day." I'm kind of confused at like what the switch was, where at the beginning he's like referring to me as like a friend. He's like, "Hey man, you should check this out." And then the second half he's like, "Hey, can you help him withdraw his money? He's like trying to deal with this." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, like some sort of coworker thing." It was just a very weird thing. And so I'm not going to that URL because that scares me.
Yeah, probably don't.
I probably won't do that. But that's like the second, third one I've gotten of that kind of vibe.
Wow. Yeah, that is weird. It's like two separate. I think they were trying these two separate scams. One of which was, "Can you help your friend?" And then the other of which is like, "How are you doing? Can you help me with this or whatever?" Neither of them were working that well, so they
crossed and they're like,
yeah, they combined them.
"Good to meet you. Can you help your friend?" And it's like, whoa, okay.
If you do two scams at once, that means you get double the results, right?
That checks out. Yeah, works for me.
Yeah, I've done it.
You visited Threads recently? You ever been on Threads?
I went on Threads for a total of 9.5 seconds.
Yeah.
And now that Threads badge is stuck in my Instagram for eternity.
Okay, yeah. I think is mine as well.
I think everybody's is, yeah.
Oh, that's kind of rough. I don't want that.
Let me check.
I went on it. I have, I think, one total thread I posted.
Yeah, your Threads thing is there. Maybe it's a good app, but like I don't really care. I don't know why I got it. I hate Twitter, so why would I get Threads?
See, that's the thing is that I enjoy Twitter, and so I was like, oh, I should check out Threads. And then the more I thought about it, I was like, yeah, but I've already built my Twitter, like who I'm following on Twitter, I follow because I want to hear what they have to say. Who I'm following on Instagram is not necessarily the same thing, where there's some people I don't want to hear what they have to say. And so you go on Threads and you're like, why is this person talking about this? Like, you are not supposed to do that. You're supposed to just post pictures of cars.
There you go.
This is strange. Yeah. And then the funniest thing is like the combination of Instagram and Twitter kind of being meshed into one in this, where you'll have just full on Instagram posts, like just an image with like 2 words as like a caption. And then it'll just be posted on Threads. And you're like, okay, so we're still just doing Instagram. Yeah. But also random people doing that. I have one tweet or one thread. And that's the other thing, too, is like, what is a thread called? Like, what do you call something you post on Thread? A thread?
But that's already a thing on Twitter. That's crazy, dude.
That's the thing. It's very confusing. It says, does anyone know or can buy a Pratt & Whitney Canada PW600 jet engine typically used in the Embraer Phenom 100? It did not perform very well. I have 0 likes, 0 comments, and 0 rethreads, if you want to call it that.
In English, please. Laugh track.
No, I saw a video about a guy who just had a jet engine in his garage, and I was like, that'd be pretty cool. And so I looked up kind of like what's a decent small jet engine that still puts out good power, and it was like, oh, that one. It's off a Embraer private jet.
Wait, did you thread tweet that?
Yeah.
Oh, that was you. Oh, I feel bad for making fun of it. I think you said you saw somebody say that.
No, that was me.
Oh, sorry. Did I still have the app? Good. Maybe I can give it a like.
Yeah, I don't care. Whatever you want to do.
Oh, I've been logged out.
Also, I heard you can't delete threads unless you like fully delete your Instagram account. Is that correct? Do you know?
Yeah, they're getting us.
Kind of got us in a corner.
Crazy. So, is the point to make a good app, or is it literally just to screw Twitter?
I think it's to make a more brand-friendly Twitter. I think was the ultimate goal of Threads.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, Twitter's gotten a little weird, hasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know if you've been on Twitter recently, but it's
no.
It's about as close to the Wild West of the internet as you can get.
Can you still only look at like 10 tweets a day before you get thrown off? Wasn't that a thing? You had like a limit of tweets you could look at?
No. What?
I feel like I heard it was probably more than 10. It's
Bro, I
can
like 100, doom scroll all day if I want to.
Good for you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Take that, man. Little boy voice trying to tell me I can't doom scroll. All right.
I mean, I'm not trying to tell you anything. I mean, I bet your little boy voice would tell you not to doom scroll.
Yeah, well, maybe you're my little boy voice. How about that?
I'll. Okay, next topic.
Anyways, oh, where was I going with that? I don't remember.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh yeah, Threads is trying to become like a
yeah.
more brand friendly version of Twitter because Twitter's lost a lot of like brand support because they're all like, basically, we don't want to have a Pepsi ad right above like a tweet that contains like racial slurs kind of a thing. So a lot of advertisers
Pepsi's
have pulled out of Twitter.
One.
Yeah, a lot of advertisers pulled out of Twitter. And I think Instagram took that opportunity to be like, hey, we'll just make a super well-regulated, app that's just Twitter, basically. And I think Elon wants to sue or something, dude. I don't even know.
Cool.
I'm kind of tired of just like the social media, everything. Just the amount of information has just gotten tiring at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't need to know all this. Why is this all available to me so quickly? I want to be a kid again,
Yeah.
Back when it was like, did you ever run like 5Ks as a kid?
No, I was pretty out of shape.
I mean, I'm not like going to compete, but like my middle or elementary school used to have a 5K we would run.
We did a jogathon, which I think is the same thing, just a funnier name.
It's so funny. It's just called a jogathon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like a 5K walk/run is what they called it. And then I remember, dude, when I was a kid, waking up on like the day of the 5K and being like, you were so competitive. I mean, at least me, just innately, and all my classmates too. Maybe it was just that class, but we were all just innately so competitive. Where it was like, I am gonna run so fast. I will be the fastest in this class, possibly the next or the one after that.
Fastest kid at...
And you would.
What was your elementary school called?
Trinity Christian School.
Fastest kid at Trinity Christian in the next 100 years.
Yeah.
Easy.
And I think the wildest thing was like you'd have that resolve in your heart and then you'd go out and you would run like really hard. Like I remember finishing that race and like my legs would be like shaking, kind of like just exhausted afterwards. And I was thinking about it. I was like, why? Like what? I just, as like a kid being like, I'm going to go do this 5K. I'm going to run as hard as I can and just be dead afterwards. And I was just like, did you ever have that kind of going on?
I mean, if you were a boy, little boy, dare I say, and you were the fastest boy in your class, I mean, you were top of the pecking order.
100%.
You could do whatever you want, Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's ingrained in all of us.
There was also, I was realizing, I still know what the 5K route was as far as roads go, because as a kid, for some reason, I was concerned whether it was in my head saying, I will be so fast, I will be ahead of the pack, and I won't know where to go because I don't see anyone else. I'm in the front. Or the other side, which is like, I won't be fast enough, I'll be left behind. For some reason, I memorized the route to like get there. Awesome. And so I asked my family as like a trivia question because we all went to the same elementary school, and I was like, hey, can you name all the streets involved? Because like I could. So
yeah,
just checking with them. They couldn't. They didn't actually. My dad could name almost all of them except for one. But
nice.
But yeah, it was. I just was thinking about that this week, and I was like, I want to talk to Mitchell, see if he ever did any 5Ks, little runs. What was your vibe on the jogathon? What was that like?
It was in like the back part of the field, of the recess field, and so we just ran in this big oval over and over.
Oh, really? That's no fun.
So, yeah. I mean, yeah, it wasn't like a 5K route. So we did that. That was like a one-time event. I'm assuming this was all to like raise money for something. I don't know what. But we would also do like one-offs where there was like a month every year or something where during recess you could go out into the field and then do laps, and then each lap would count for something. Once again, I don't know if we were raising money for leukemia or if it was simply so we could buy more cookie dough for, to throw at the principal for whatever. I don't know.
It's like 50-50 in elementary school. It's always like
some weird fundraiser.
Really noble cause, or so you can throw a whipped cream pie at the English teacher's face.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like 50-50 what it's going to be.
Definitely. I don't know which one it was.
Dude, in elementary school, we'll go from elementary or Operation Christmas Child to, throwing peas at your janitor in like 30 seconds. And everyone's like, this is cool.
Yeah. We did Operation Holiday Child, by the way. Secular school.
Oh, I see. Yeah. But it was celebrated around Christmas?
Yeah, same month.
Okay. Huh. Do you want to hear a story about when I went to get Chipotle on Sunday night?
Yeah. Love Chipotle.
This is a story about I am generally unfit to live in a city.
Okay.
To put it shortly. So I wanted Chipotle. I wanted to DoorDash it, but it was a 50-minute wait and an extra like $2,000 or whatever DoorDash charges these days. Not actually, but it's just crazy.
I can make that in a month by coaching.
Dude, you should join that coaching thing, dude. I keep listening to my little boy voice, and I don't think I'm going to do it.
Yeah, I keep playing video games, and I suck because of it.
And napping and focusing on my marriage instead of, my business.
Yeah.
It's hard to make fun of when you don't know what he does.
It is hard, but also so easy.
Yeah.
Just so easy. All right, keep going.
So I was like walking to Chipotle, and I don't know how much time you don't spend much. You don't. I guess probably not. But if you go up and down High Street, you are solicited. I would say over under 1.5 times, and I'd say over every single time. Like multiple people coming up to you like, "Hey man, I'm out here. I need $4 so I can get on the bus and go home, man. Like, I just, bad day. I don't have a lot on me right now. I just need some help." And this was Sunday, so I had just worked a 12-hour shift. Just gotten home. I just want some dinner, and I don't have anything in the fridge. And so I'm like, whatever. I'll just walk down there. Walk into Chipotle.
Under 1.5. How many times did you solicit others on that walk?
Under 1.
Okay, cool.
For sure.
Just making sure.
And basically I was able to run into, one sec. I went into these guys that were like waiting outside of Chipotle, and they were like, "Yo, man," I couldn't really hear because they were kind of like, "Oh, we got some dinner, man. And I was like, I can't hear you. And so usually my move is just keep walking and basically be like, what? Yeah, never mind. And I kind of just like brush them off. But walk inside the Chipotle because they were right outside it. And I was hoping that they would just kind of leave. But they like followed me into the Chipotle. And I was like, ay. And so they asked me, like, "Hey, man, can we get us some food, man? Like, basically something about the bus, and they need some food." And I was like, "I'll get a burrito or a bowl, basically, and you two can split it because I might have to buy my own food, too." And I was like, "I think this is the fastest way to alleviate and move past this situation. If I just get you a bowl, we get on the road, and I don't have to deal with you anymore. Like, this is purely... I can be honest and say this was a selfish decision where I was not interested in their well-being whatsoever, and I just wanted to get out and get home with my food. I was just like, "Hey, man, yeah, I'll get you both burrito or one burrito for the two of you guys, and we'll just get out of here." So I go up, I order mine.
Sure.
And this is where I made this mistake immediately because I went first. And so the guys went after me, and then I'm like standing at the cash register, like, "Yeah, I'm covering them too." I kind of look back that way, and there's 3 of them now. And then the guy's like ordering, and he's like, "Rice, beans, triple beef." And I was like, "What? What?"
Like single only. Come on.
It's kind of was like at least courteous here. And the real one, the realest person in this entire store, looked up and looked right at me and was like, "Triple?" And I was like, "No, 1."
The guy making it look at you?
Yeah. I was like, "You
amazing.
are so real for that." Because I was like, "I don't want to pay for that, man." And then he looks back and he's like, "I'm just going to do 1." And then the guy ordering, like on my dime, is like, "I said triple." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I do not want to I don't want to get aggressive in this Chipotle right now. Please just deal with it." And then she's like, "Yeah, but he said 1 and he's paying." And he's like, "But I want triple." And then the manager comes out, dude. The manager comes out and is
really?
Like, the manager comes out and she's like, "He's paying for your meal. Whatever he says goes." And he's like, no, I want triple. And I looked back and I was like, just give him whatever. Because I was like, at this point, I was fed up. I was like, dude, whatever they want, I'll pay a $20 burrito and never give any money to anyone else ever again. I want to go home and eat my burrito ASAP.
You're getting held captive right now. That's terrible.
I mean, but it's fine. Held captive, but I also am the idiot who was like, come on in, let me buy you some food. And I get to the register, and I'm standing there, and the lady comes over. She's like, I'm sorry. And I'm like, no, I'm sorry. I didn't realize this was going to be a big deal. I was kind of hoping they would be like, whatever, and just like get their food and go. And she goes, yeah, they're around here every day. This is their dinner plans. Their dinner plans are solicit random people outside the Chipotle on
That's
High
so
Street.
terrible.
I know. I was like,
after
Lord,
you worked a
serious?
12-hour shift too. That's what hurts more.
I mean, I'm fine. Like, fine it. Like, I kind of look at it as like
the juxtaposition there is insane.
Loss.
Yeah, because you worked a 12-hour shift.
I know, and that's
crazy.
It's like classic. Anyways, so
That's
I'm checking out,
crazy.
and I was like, whatever, I'll just pay for it. It's fine. I just want to go home. And then she goes up to the thing, goes like ding, 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 and then drops the total down to just my burrito only. And I was like, well, wait, I don't want you guys like to take a hit on this. And she's like, I'll just manage your comp it. This is a $7 billion corporation. I was like, this is the realest Chipotle I've ever been in.
That is
my
amazing.
life.
Chipotle on High Street. I gotta head there, and well, maybe I shouldn't go there.
No,
but
well, if you go there, if anyone asks for food, just be like, no, man, I got no money on me. And then walk in the Chipotle and be like, I'm going to beg just like you, dude. No, I'm just, because I'm the idiot here. Like, let me be clear. I am the idiot in this situation because,
I guess.
Let me tell you what they were wearing.
Okay.
He was wearing what looked like a very new North Face jacket, some like nicer jeans, and like Nike shoes that I don't even know the name of. The other guy was wearing like a Nike polo, or not polo, Nike like a pullover type thing. Same thing, like nice jeans and like nicer shoes. And I was the idiot who was like, yeah, I'll buy you some dinner. I'm just not. I usually think of myself as pretty good at sensing and like sussing stuff like that out. Not the case in that situation. And then, of course, the whole walk back, I was like, shower arguments where it's like in your head, you're like, oh, I would say this next time. I'll be hey, man, maybe manage your money better if you can't. It's just super embarrassing walk home. All around pretty rough situation. But
sure, the guy in the $1,500 suit is going to buy you Chipotle.
Yeah, the guy in shorts and a t-shirt is going to buy you, Mr. Man in the North Face jacket, some dinner. Yeah, so that was
really
me.
Got the best of that interchange.
I really did not. I got fully handled,
whack.
fully bodied, and I just kind of took it. And I was like, yeah, well, that's how the cookie crumbles, I guess. So, yeah, man. I need to.
Sheesh.
But I'm usually pretty good at it. I'm very good at being like, I don't have any money. But it's hard when they follow you into a place where you buy food. What am I going to say? I have no money and then go buy myself some food? And they were taller and bigger than me. They could have killed me.
Yeah, that's terrible. That's just all around a terrible.
You win some, you
but
lose
the Chipotle
some.
Was real, though.
Chipotle, shout out Chipotle
that's
for
awesome.
That one. Honestly, like the manager, the person behind the counter, everyone was on my side. And I felt incredibly supported and validated in there. And honestly, dude, while they were still like getting their burrito filled up, and I feel bad because I'm sure that they were like, oh, triple beans, triple rice, triple chicken, put like 4 quesadillas in there too, add in that. The manager, I like paid for my burrito, and I was like, is it cool if I just like leave? I want to just go. I'm not going to wait for them to get done. I don't want to walk out with them. And she's like, yeah, get out of here. And I was like, all right. And so I like dipped out and just went home. It was just the most angry guy on the sidewalk you've ever seen was me for a little bit there. I was like, I can't believe this.
Why I oughta?
Why you oughta? That's how I felt. I was like,
I should have given them a knuckle sandwich.
Yeah, you want some dinner? How's a knuckle sandwich sound, buddy?
That's a good comeback. You should use that.
Yeah, I would have gotten pulverized by them. They would have murdered me on the street right then and there if I had offered them a knuckle sandwich for dinner.
Man, that would have been bad because you know how it's like when I try to do this podcast by myself. If you would have died, dude, I would have been mad.
No, it was an experience. So now I am I'm going to be door dashing more often now.
Yeah.
So I guess, for the homeless listeners out there, if you're looking to get free meals, stand outside of restaurants and follow people into there and request them buy you food. Because what are they going to say? No, I don't have any money. They're already in there. What are they doing there?
Yeah. Take advantage of people's desire to be kind.
Yeah.
Well, okay. To be fair, this is going to sound bad. Well, you kind of said it yourself. I don't know if you were trying to be kind. I think you were just trying to get them off your back.
I was not trying to be kind at all. I was trying to alleviate and get them out of my face as soon as possible. And the fastest way I could identify was buying them a burrito.
Yeah.
I should have just told them, what I should have done if I really wanted to get them out of my face is just told them, I'll buy you a burrito, wait outside.
Nice.
And I'll order and customize it. And if they were
that is good.
Oh, we only want these things, I'd be like, forget about it. You lost your opportunity. I'm not customizing a burrito for you guys. If you are this desperate for food, you will love any amount of food I give you.
Yeah.
But
You're I work a full-time job. I've never once gotten triple beef.
Yeah, I don't even get beef. I get chicken.
I don't even get guac.
I don't get guac. No, you have to pay extra for it, dude.
Yeah.
I don't get a drink. I have Coke at home. And I have soda at home.
Yeah.
You get that joke? It's all good. Listeners got it.
What's the joke?
I said, I don't even get a drink there. I have Coke at home. I also have soda at home. Coke as in the street name for cocaine.
Oh,
as if to say I have drugs and soda.
Got it. Listeners got the joke.
Listeners got it. And if they didn't, they did now.
Yeah. I'm slow to identify cocaine jokes, but I'm getting better.
That's good. Yeah. You just got to surround yourself with it.
True.
Oh.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of cocaine jokes, your brother Ezra left us a note on our last podcast episode.
Really?
Yeah. So there's this feature on Spotify where it'll automatically ask a question that says, "What did you think about this episode?" And then people can reply to it. Anyway, your brother Ezra, he said he replied to our last episode. He said, "As solid as ever. Mitchell and Ethan bounce off each other so well, making an hour feel like a minute. Music recommendations on point."
Heck yeah.
Pretty good. Hey, Ezra, if that's your real name, I dare you to go write that same exact thing on podcast app as a 5-star review.
No, I was talking.
I dare you.
He texted me. He was like, "Yo, it's weird how on point the podcast is with my life." He was like, "How is the podcast so up to date with my life? I started playing pickleball with some guys last week on Monday, and we played for 3 hours. And the other day, I saw a video that had Extreme Ways as an audio in it, and I wanted to listen to it. And I was like, yeah,
Bro.
man. Yeah.
We know.
This is the Ezra podcast.
Crazy.
We make it for Ezra.
The Ezra Thing Bagel podcast.
The Ezra Thing Bagel.
Yeah.
I think he'd be willing to come on as a guest if we wanted.
Yeah, sounds fun.
It'd be good.
Is he good at talking?
No. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not really either, but
we're not exactly experts. We do our best.
Yeah.
I think it's
so he can hold a conversation.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. No. He.
Dude, I don't know if
he's
I
a
should talk about this,
adult.
but okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can have him on. Speaking of holding a conversation, I don't know if this is weird. If any of my coworkers are listening, then whatever. But at work, I do meetings with students and families who come in.
Right.
Visiting campus, and they're usually super fun. And but this was a funny one. It was a mom and her daughter, and the mom and daughter came in. We were meeting, chatting about whatever, Cedarville, financial aid, whatever. And the mom was like, "Hey, I have to go take a call real quick." And then to her daughter, I don't remember her name, Amanda or something. She said, "Hey, Amanda, can you just ask
My guess would have
Mitchell
been
a couple
Abby.
questions?" Yeah, I think it was Addie. "Hey, Addie, can you ask Mitchell a couple
Abby.
questions? I'm going to go take this call." Oh, Abby. "Hey, Mitchell, can I Hey, Abby, can you...
Third time's the charm.
Oh, I'm getting out of breath. I need to take a drink or something.
I was trying to make a joke about like everyone at Cedarville being named Abby.
I know. I do get it now. Yeah, so just, hey, Cocaine, can you go ask me some questions?
I was just going to
say. So anyway, Mom leaves. I'm in the room with insert what's-her-face. And she's like, oh, yeah, can you tell me about dual enrollment? Which is like taking college credits.
Yeah.
And I tell her, go through the spiel. And then I'm expecting her, I'm either expecting her to keep asking questions or her mom to come back in. I think this was all a plot, by the way, from her mom to make her have a conversation with an adult. Because she wasn't very good at having a conversation with an adult. She was like young high school.
Okay, I was going to ask.
And, you know, I get it. I mean, when I was younger, I wasn't good at having conversations with adults. It's like, what do you talk about? I don't know. Like, they're so scary. So anyway, the mom pulls this whole prank on her daughter, and I'm just the accomplice to this prank. Anyway, the daughter, she asked me the question. I finish. She says, okay, that's all. And then she stands up, and before I even know what's happening, she left. She's gone. And so I'm just sitting in the room by myself, shocked, like the door wide open.
She just peed.
And I'm just sitting there.
Answer the question.
She like, as fast as I've seen anybody scoop up their material or their papers or whatever and then walk out of a door, she was gone. She vanished. So I'm like, okay, what do I do? So I ended up just walking out to the lobby. Her mom's just sitting there, and I just finished the meeting out in the lobby with them. And the mom's like kind of giggling a little bit. I could tell she's like, Mitchell got caught up in that one. But so
like, were you the victim
wild.
or the accomplice of this prank? Because it sounds like victim
I think I was all three. I was 1, the victim, 2, the accomplice, and 3, the really, really scary adult that kids don't want to talk to. I don't know.
Which is wild to think, because I still think of myself as a teenager, basically.
Yeah. When I said have conversations with adults, it was weird to say that because though I am an adult, I don't really feel like one. So, but anyway,
yeah.
So that's kind of a wild thing that happened.
Have
it was
you
pretty
felt,
funny. So.
I'm reaching, you've already been through this. We're coming up on August.
Midlife crisis.
No, not yet. But we're coming up on August, which is for those 22 and younger-ish, the beginning of a new school year.
Yep.
However, and it has been for me since kindergarten, this is the first year that does not mean that to me. And that feeling is so weird. It's just so, like, just the idea of, like, I'll look at, like, ads and things like that. It's like, buy your stuff here, back to school. And
I saw some back to school ads today.
Not for me, dude. I'm done. This is weird.
Yeah.
I'm just going to, like, go to work and just keep chilling. What was that like for you when you first... But it's different, though, because your work is so closely associated with school.
Last year, I started work at Cedarville like a week and a half after everybody else started, or 2 weeks after. So it really felt like I just went back to school. So this is like the first year where I'm not doing that.
Oh, wow.
And it's weird.
Yeah, isn't it?
I was feeling it today. I realized today that, and this is kind of similar to like, I feel like I had this revelation a few weeks ago where it was like, I feel like at this point in the year, I should be going home and getting home cooked meals and, hanging out with my family. And then it's like, no, that didn't happen. And then this hit me today because I feel like I've honestly lost a lot of motivation for like work right now. And I think the reason is because usually at this point in the year, in the summer, like I've been out of school for like a month or 2.5 months, kind of thing. But it's like I still have to keep going back doing the same thing. So that's kind of where it's hitting me right now. But it is weird, seeing back to school ads and just nothing, that is a weird feeling because all growing up, I don't know if it was what this was for you. I did not really like school growing up.
Oh no!
So back to school ads were like the bane of my existence.
Back to school ads were a little preview of the tribulation to come for the next 8 months, 9 months.
Yeah.
That's what it meant to me. It meant, hey, buddy, buckle up. Within the next few weeks here, you're going to be waking up every morning, 5 days a week, and going to sit in a classroom 5 days a week until the next, May. Yeah. That's what back to school ads were for me.
Yeah.
But it's definitely, I feel that for real, where it's like, because usually, both of us be on our hearts on it at times too. There's a section of time after tour and before school where I don't know about you, but I turned into, a bear in hibernation. I would go to bed super late and wake up super late and just do nothing for like 2 weeks before the school started.
Yeah.
And I'm realizing that's not going to exist anymore. So it's more that than like the home cooked meals where it's like, oh, I'm just going to keep plugging away, day to day. And it's also super weird being here on campus of Ohio State. And because you have like people like moving out and like moving into like new houses and things like that. And there's a palpable energy around, because a lot of students are here for orientation too. And so it's like there's this energy like growing around Ohio State. And I'm like, ooh, this is like, you can feel it. But also that level of like, I'm not a part of this. And I think that's interesting too, because it's like, I don't like school, but I really enjoyed college. And I think that's definitely been something like low key I'm working through where it's like, ooh, I'm not doing that anymore. I just have my silly little adult life. So that's definitely been an experience in my life where it's like...
No, I totally get that. I've been feeling that all year.
I'm thankful, obviously, for the full-time job. And to be honest, you couldn't convince me to go back to school right now. Like, I don't want to do more classes.
You don't want to do a
more school.
Sixth year?
I don't want to do that. But I do want to go back to living, down the hall from, like, good buds.
Yeah.
Or, like, in the same house as, like, good buddies. Stuff like that, which is super fun. But also there's a level, too, where it's, like, Grace hasn't moved out here yet. And so it's, like, my, like, fiance, future wife, someone I want to be with all the time, isn't here in Columbus with me, which sucks. Yeah. It's, like, an hour drive.
Yeah. And
so it's, like, I think when she moves out here in October, which is a long time, but I think it'll be like a lot better. And also moving out into the new apartment with like a lot of like, I'm doing like renovation stuff there. That'll help fill the days too. But it's just been an interesting time feeling of like being around a school that's starting in a couple weeks, but not being a part of that start in a couple weeks. So you're like in this weird limbo land.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. You're super like in between stuff right now.
Well, but the weird thing is, like, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm, like, pretty set.
Yeah, you're...
Like, there's not really any big transitions beyond, like, moving and then, like, marriage. But even then...
Those are pretty big transitions.
Right, but I'm saying, like, physically transitioning, it's like I'm moving 15 minutes away.
Sure,
and then marriage, I'm not moving at all. She's just coming to live with me.
Sure.
So it's like, I don't know. It'll be super nice, dude.
I want you to think of two life transitions that are almost larger than moving and marriage.
Death of a parent.
Okay, that's sad.
I feel like that's a pretty big transition.
You win this round.
Don't play a game you can't.
No, I get what you're saying though.
No, I understand what you're saying too. I don't know. It's just
agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree. But yeah, that's been what I've been going through. I've also decided. Oh, by the way, not that this needs to be a weekly update thing, but Garnett is the name of the lady that works at Bubbles.
Oh, Garnett.
Continuing on that story, she took 4 days off and didn't tell me.
Oh my gosh.
4 days, she just wasn't there. And you know what? I went to Bubbles 4 of those 4 days. And this
4?
Yeah,
do you go every day that you're not working?
No.
You're in a funk for 4 days?
For 4 days, I don't know. I kept wanting to go back to see if she was there. I don't know.
Oh.
Like, I would have felt bad because it wasn't 4 days. She was gone for like 4 days, but I think I only went like 2 or 3 times. Either way, I've realized
2 + 3.
2 things. One, she gives me a large, even though I always ask for a regular, and she just charges me for a regular and gives me a large, which is huge. Okay. And 2, she discounts. Like, she just like punches in discounts on discounts every time I'm there for like no reason.
What?
So I went there without her there, and this other girl gives me a regular size when I ask for a regular size and charges me the normal price, and I'm like, whoa, what is happening here?
That you should have thrown a tantrum.
I should have. No, but I went back there when she was back, and I was like, I missed you. Like, where were you, man? Where were you? And she was like, I had some days off. And I was like, oh, that's good. That's good to hear. Back in my head, though, I'm like, better discount this extra.
Tell me next time.
I had to pay extra for like the past 3 drinks. So,
gosh.
No, it's just kind of I really enjoy that place. I'm going to have to tell her at some point that I'm moving and I'm not going to be there. You know, it's just a conversation.
You have like a week to do that.
It's going to be a hard conversation, but I'll do it. And
that is a hard conversation.
I feel bad because she really wants to meet Grace and she's never gotten to. And, you know.
You can take Grace there at some point. I mean.
Oh, yeah.
It's not that far, right?
That's true, yeah. I'll have to swing up there.
Yeah.
But.
Wow.
Between her and then my barber, too. My barber, she gave me her card with, like, her, like, not contact, like, personal info, but, like, her name and, like, her shift schedule.
Did it have on the back, like, a pretty lengthy set of numbers and then, like, a date and then, like, 3 other numbers that said, like, CVC next to it?
No. It had United States Social Security written at the top. It's, like, mostly blue and kind of papery. And it has 3 sets of numbers, 2 numbers, and then 3 numbers. So, I don't know how to read that shift. Like, I don't know. 323, like, doesn't mean a lot. It's not a phone number. I don't know. I might try to, like...
Pro tip, though, you can use that to start to steal her identity.
That's what I found, too. I was like, I think I might start
That's cool.
Take her identity in that way and, I don't know, take out a loan or something. Buy a car in her name.
I make $45K a month by stealing identities.
I love this concept.
My wife doesn't know.
Just a criminal who's like posting about it on like LinkedIn. He's like, every month I clear $70,000 worth of revenue by selling cocaine on the streets of Port-au-Prince, Mexico. And you're like, all right.
Oh, okay, cool.
Or like leadership where it's like the leadership guys where it's like, I asked an employee to borrow a pen. He gave me a Pilot G2 0.5 inch, the best pen he had. I promoted him the next day because he was willing to give it all. And then like in like the drug trade, it's like I don't know about drugs to make that joke.
Drug. It's like he gave me his weed.
He gave me the
G2 0.5.
Yeah. Oh man, you know when you start a bit and then you don't know how to finish it.
Yeah, that's like me when I don't know.
Can I pick a comedian of the week?
Do it.
I'm gonna go with Shane Gillis.
I don't know him.
Man, he is funny. He has a special that's on YouTube. A lot of comedians have been switching to that. He's just been killing
Gillis?
me. Shane Gillis. Yep.
With a G?
Yep.
Okay.
He's just so funny.
Well, I'll check him out. It's like a
40-minute special, something like that, right?
Yeah.
He's been killing me recently. But
what's one of his good jokes?
He has one talking about...
Reenact it.
Let's see. I can't do it justice.
Bro! He said that?
Yeah, man, for real. He's edgy like that,
insane.
though. He's edgy. No, look-y.
Is he actually?
He's a little more on the edge. Not like edgy, like says offensive things. More just like commentary on like stuff. I don't know. Give him a shot.
All right.
If you like him, you like him.
Right. Give him a shot.
Yeah, it's a lot of like not critique humor as much as it's like there's a lot of thought that went into what he was saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where it's like thinking about things that you've never thought about before and then spinning it in a comedic light, which is like some of my favorite types of comedy.
Nice.
And that might just be comedy as a whole too. I don't know.
I like the type of comedy where he got hit in the head with a baseball bat.
Physical comedy.
Yeah. Tom and Jerry. No. Yeah, Mike. Okay, good comedian of the week. I'll check him out. I'll let you know what I think.
Yeah. You were texting me earlier this week. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you go. You go. My thing is not important.
Okay. You should tell me what it was. You were so emphatic that
I was just going to say, it's I saw a clip on YouTube Shorts, which, by the way, why would I go on YouTube Shorts, you ask? I'm a fallen man.
I'm an idiot, too. I go on YouTube Shorts like pretty often.
Stop going on YouTube Shorts.
It's so dumb. It's like TikTok is the standard, and then Reels came along and was like, we're kind of like TikTok, and then Shorts came along and was like, we have short videos for you.
I love when I see an Instagram Reel where it's like, you can tell, you know, it should be on YouTube Shorts, and then you go to the comments and everybody just says YouTube Shorts. I love that.
So I think the issue is
awesome.
YouTube Shorts has made it so accessible and easy for anyone to put something out there. Not that Instagram hasn't, but like, I don't think the YouTube algorithm really thinks. I think it just kind of is like,
no.
Do you want to see this? Oh, how about this? And you see like, how many shorts have you gotten where it's like 4 likes on it and like 0 comments, and you're like, am I the first person, or like 0, like no likes, no comments, no nothing? You're like, I might be the first person to see this, and it's like a guy flipping
I'm proofreading this for this dude. Yeah.
Like a guy like flipping a burger with like Bruce Springsteen way too loud in the background, and you're like, all right, this is cool. Anyways, what were you saying about being on Shorts?
Oh, yeah, I was on Reels or Shorts.
No, you were on
Shorts.
You were on Shorts.
Thank you. I was on Shorts. I saw a comedian clip. Honestly, pretty funny. It's like, this is awesome. Go on his. I take time out of my busy schedule, not really, to go search for this guy's name. I don't remember his name, but go on his profile, because I'm like, I want to see more. This guy's funny. And then I click on like a couple other videos, and come to find out every single other video he's posted is just terrible. And I just found the one good one. So that was kind of a bummer. But that one clip was really funny. Everything else he did was the worst, though.
Like, not funny, or just like not your type of comedy?
Not funny, but also just like so inappropriate, like over the top. I was like, ugh. Like, his one clip was pretty clean. Like,
that's kind of the brutal thing with like comedians, is like there seems to be a lot more in the past than today, because I think with the internet it's filtered out a lot more. And let me explain. Like back in the day, if you got famous, you could get like on Comedy Central, and then you would be kind of like you would. It's hard to find comedians outside of, if you didn't have YouTube, if you didn't have Instagram, hard to find comedians, and so you'd be on Comedy Central. And some people like Daniel Tosh comes to mind, was just super offensive. Like the whole time, his whole special was just basically shock value comedy, where it's like, I can't believe he said that on stage. That's crazy. I feel like now with like the internet and being able to, I could, if I wanted to, sit down and record myself giving a stand-up set or like telling a joke, something like that, and then put it out on the internet. I think people have gotten a lot more selective in their comedy, where shock comedy is so easy. Where it's like, I'm sure there's like 30 other comedians doing shock value comedy other than Daniel Tosh, but Daniel Tosh got picked up. And so he like got the name of it. But now it's like, if you do shock value comedy, everyone's kind of like, that's lazy. But if you have someone, I'm thinking of like Andrew Broussard is a comedian that's kind of like up and coming, and he like started on like TikTok, or even like someone like Trevor Wallace doing like the skits and things like that, and then transitioning, or he was always doing comedy, like stand up, but he also was doing like skits to like fill out his like resume. So I think it's become a lot more accessible, but also a weird combo. I think it's like music too, where it's like the higher accessibility has made the best rise to the top, I feel like. Except for Matt Rife. Shout out Grace.
Matt Rife?
Yeah, we both don't like Matt Rife. He's not that funny, but he's like weirdly popular.
comedian? He's not funny?
He's like not that funny like at all. He's just I don't know. He's like I feel like a large part of comedians and like comedy is like making fun of yourself, and he like doesn't really. He like thinks he's like the best guy ever.
Oh, I've seen this guy before. Isn't this guy who just thinks he's really hot?
Yeah, exactly. 100%, dude. So Grace and I are not Matt Rife guys.
Oh, look at.
But he's like gotten pretty. He's like pretty popular. How many views does he have? How many views are on his like, special?
This is bad. His top stand-up full special has 13 million views. Exactly. So his name is Matt Rife. Look at the name of his stand-up special. The name of it is Matthew Stephen Rife. He named the name of his stand-up special his full name.
That's so dumb.
That is... What? I mean, I can see that for like maybe an album.
Yeah, like
but for like a stand-up special, that's just the most like self-loving thing, conceited thing I've heard.
I sat down to watch some of his special because I am what you call a connoisseur of comedy. That's a joke. But I was like, I want to see the hype. Why does everyone love him? And he opened with, you know the song "Love Sosa" by Chief Keef? I know you don't, but I'm just gonna ask you to be kind. No? Okay.
No.
So it has this intro that's
I know the song Extreme Days by Toby Mac.
Extreme Ways by... Oh, yeah. Right.
We're living in extreme days.
So he has this intro on... it's an intro from Love Sosa by Chief Keef, and it's like basically talking about the artist of the song, Chief Keef. And it's basically gassing him up. It's iconic. That clip is iconic. It's like everyone's heard it, basically. And even if you haven't, like if you can't identify it, if you heard it, you'd be like, oh, I've heard that before somewhere. He did a version of that, like, for himself. Like, basically, the Chief Keef verse is basically like, people talk bad about Chief Keef, but they don't know that he's, like, really good, and he's, like, really dangerous, and, like, he'll be, like, doing whatever, like, he's better than everyone else. Like, people talk about him, but they don't know that. And then for Matt Rife, he had some guy record this thing that was basically like, people talk about Matt Rife not being a very good comedian or like writing his jokes aren't very... It's just a terrible foot to start off on. Because I feel like that's a lot of the value of like comedians is like your ability to make fun of yourself and be like, my career is kind of a joke as a whole. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sheesh, dude.
But
comments on this video are pretty positive.
That's the thing is like everyone loves him, but I just feel like it's because he's hot.
Apparently, he's really big in the wheelchair community, which I didn't expect.
What?
I've seen 3 comments so far from people of like, as somebody in a wheelchair, as a paraplegic, I love your stuff.
Cool. I'm assuming he makes jokes at the expense of wheelchair people.
They like it. So
that's a very common thing you see. And like someone like will make a joke against somebody, and then in the comments be like, "As a so and so, I think that joke was very funny. Good job."
Yeah, I love comments on the internet. They're awesome.
I think it's probably some of the most uplifting content available is like comments. Yeah, for sure.
I gotta say, comments on Instagram in general, just the negativity is making me really sad these days.
Really?
Like real,
okay, but
real
like,
talk.
You know what I've realized?
Every video I see, it's like somebody doing something fun or just enjoying life, and every comment is just like hating the person.
Okay, I haven't experienced that personally, but I have experienced. You know how if you watch a reel, sometimes a comment will like pop up.
Oh yeah, I know what you're gonna say. Keep going.
And it's always super controversial. And you can never find it in the comments because I sometimes go down and be like, what are the replies to that? And you can't find it anywhere.
Oh. It's terrible. I want to know. I don't want to, but you know that somewhere in Instagram, somebody made the conscious decision to put a team together to code an algorithm that will automatically find the most negative, hurtful comments and then filter it to the top.
Yep.
Isn't that insane? Isn't that terrible?
100%. And it works too because it gets me in the comment section, it gets me scrolling to find it, gets me tapping on it, more of my eyeballs on that screen, dude. That makes me like legitimately angry every day, dude.
Instagram, they would say that they're against cyberbullying. They promote healthy mental health, whatever. but then they're actively
promoting
cyberbullying
the
everybody.
most out-of-pocket things impossible.
It's crazy. It is just messed up.
Yeah.
So anyway, gosh.
But I guess speaking of comments, make sure to leave one on this video, Ezra, if you're listening, or on this video. What am I, a YouTuber? Ezra, if you're listening, copy and paste that and just drop it on Apple Podcasts. Give us a 5-star.
Yeah.
No, but thank you all for listening. I guess, did you have anything else, Mitchell? I guess I was done. And I was like, we're done. Because I was finished.
I don't know. I had a couple other things. I went to a wedding over the weekend. I don't know how much I want to talk about it because it was a wedding that person planned, but I thought it was fun. Just the most notable thing that happened at this wedding is you've seen Napoleon Dynamite, right?
No.
Okay. It's great. Great movie. If you've seen it, you know that there's an iconic dance scene at the end when he is running for class president or whatever. And when the bride and groom were doing their slow dance, they like choreographed it where they're doing slow dance. The music like cuts, and then it starts playing this song from Napoleon Dynamite. And I loved the groom. He was like playing it up so hard. He was looking around. He was like at the DJ, like, what's going on? And then they just break into the dance from Napoleon Dynamite and do like the whole thing. It was great. It was great. Not many people could pull off that at their own wedding, but they could do it. And I was like, this is very on brand for them. So that was awesome. Yeah, that's all I got, I think, from the wedding. That's about it.
Nice. I also really just have to pee, too, so that's playing a role in this as well. Stop! Yeah, Grace and I don't have any shenanigans planned for our wedding. It's going to be pretty by the book.
You know, I will say this. This is kind of feeding off Ghost Runners podcast. I know I talk about it a lot, but Jake just got married from that podcast. And he was talking about how he's like videoed a lot of weddings, whatever, been to a bunch. And he like never sees the bride and groom like talk to the people at their own wedding, which he thinks is absurd. And so he like made a point to like talk to the people at his wedding, like into the mic, like address them, say thanks for coming. And at this wedding, at the end of the ceremony,
what do you mean?
Like most people at their wedding, they would never like pick up a microphone and personally say, hey, thank you for coming to our wedding. We really appreciate it. Just like something simple like that.
Got it.
You know, like you go to a wedding, and if you don't know, for example, I didn't know the bride at this wedding really like at all. I'd never really met her. I didn't really know what she even sounded like, her personality. But at the end of the wedding, they walk out, and then they walk back up, and the officiant's like, hey, we forgot to do something. The groom wrote a song to sing to the bride, whatever. He does the song. And then after that, they like, because the officiant was supposed to like make the announcement, hey, bring your chairs over to the reception and you can have a seat wherever, but like leave room for the family in the front kind of thing. The officiant was going to do that, but then they were there with the mic after the song. And so they both talked into the mic, just like giving those announcements. And it was my favorite part of the whole ceremony because I got to actually hear the bride and groom talk, even if it was as simple as, hey, go bring your chairs over here. Thanks for coming kind of thing. Like they both talked and it was like great.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It was great.
Because when you're at a wedding, you kind of almost see those people as like participants or like exhibits almost of the wedding.
Yeah,
where it's
yeah.
Like, you don't
You're just like looking
at
them,
but you like watch them get married, and then you go dance with your friends and you leave.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's interesting. Well, I'll talk to Chris about that. I kind of want to put that in now.
You don't have to do that.
Now that
you don't have to do that. But
no, wait. People,
I did like it.
Especially like my family is going to be traveling from pretty decent distances, and I would want to personally thank them. And it means more thanking in front of a crowd instead of just thanking like in person.
Yeah. So obviously you can go up to them and say hi. Yeah, that's awesome. Like go around and say hi to everybody, of course. But I did like it. It was like it wasn't scripted because the whole rest of the thing was like it's very scripted, and that's fine. Weddings can be traditional; they can be scripted. But I don't know. The bride was like she was like, oh, and like this mic stand is too high. And so the groom had to like walk over and take the mic off and hand it to her. And she was like, thanks. I don't know. It's just like a very human moment.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's a weird, when people are getting married, it's like, yeah, they're very like exhibit-y. It's like.
Exhibit is the word
I don't know.
Use, yeah.
I could not pinpoint this girl's personality because I had just seen her standing there holding the dude's hands for 30 minutes while the officiant talked.
You think their hands got sweaty?
It was fun.
I bet they got sweaty.
Oh, I was thinking about that. I was like, their hands are so sweaty right now.
Their hands was slimy.
And we were outside too, so I was like, they were drenched up there. You don't think about that kind of thing until it's like, I don't know.
I mean,
that was the first time I had that thought.
Like a decent amount of times. Because, like, we're, like, whatever, like, I don't know, together or whatever.
Whatever. Gross.
No, but, like, yeah, hands get sweaty, man. It's rough.
Yeah, and your knees are weak.
My arms, dude,
your arms spaghetti.
And my sweatshirt, dude, vomit on it already. My mom's spaghetti.
Dude, that's disgusting. At your own wedding? It's disgusting.
Yeah, I'm wearing a sweater at my wedding. All right. I have to be unbelievably bad, so unless you want to carry for the next little bit, that's chill. Otherwise, we can wrap it up.
Nah. Yeah, wrap it up.
Thanks everyone for listening.
Yep.
This is like a super fun part of my week. I enjoy it a lot, and
same.
the fact we get to do it for, I don't know, it's dumb, but like putting it out for other people is like a lot of fun too. So if you made it to this part of the podcast, you're a sicko. What are you doing? That's just way too long.
Disgusting. No, you're cool.
Yeah, you're actually super cool. And this is healthy.
Yeah. You're not sicko. You're sicko mode.
And Mobamba. All right. Do you have anything to plug? I don't have anything to plug.
Tell your friends if you like this episode.
Friends. Yeah, honestly, tell your friends.
We're sitting pretty. We've hit like... Oh.
If you put our podcast on the story and tag us, we will send you a personalized video thanking you for doing that. So share this episode or any episode on your story, and we will tag Everything Bagel Podcast, and Mitchell and I will record a video together. Somehow we'll make it work, and we'll send it to you, and thank you for your service.
True. Yeah, I don't know about the thank you for your service, but yes.
Yeah,
we do. We mean that. We'll do it.
Stolen valor.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys, have a good week. Hump day.
Yeah, enjoy your Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And then next Wednesday, we'll see you again. I hope this past week treated you well. And
I forgot Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Those aren't real days.
Yeah. All right. Well, bye, guys.
Thanks for listening. Follow us on socials. And share the podcast.
Thank you for your service.
Bye. Love you guys. I've never said that before. I don't know why I said that. Bye, guys.
Bagel.